Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be game number 2 between University of Toronto and Case Western, and it is a best of 5 East semifinals. And with me today for the second game, who was watching the first game, by the way, from chat, is my very, very good friend, Jay, aka J for Y. How are you doing, my good friend?
Thank you very much for having me on for this series, man. Appreciate it. Glad to give
Jay,
you a little relief in this series.
honestly, I don't know what I would do without you, and I say that all homosexuality aside.
You would
So.
you would be punless, and it would be really sad.
Yeah, man, I'm not very good at it. I mean, you saw the one pun that I did, which I do like every other game, which is like the Radiant are in such a dire position right now. It's so funny.
What a knee slapper. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it was, but yeah, no, I want to talk with you about that last game though, and what your thoughts were, and how can Case Western really maybe get back into this.
It was just, it seemed everything was going well for Toronto in the regards like they had awesome mid-late game presence with their team picks. They really snowballed out of control. They were winning their lanes and they were winning the team fights. And when you pick the lineup that Case Western did, you really have to be stronger. You have a stronger presence initiation. They really got caught off guard too much. And it really didn't work out. When you're Sven against a Luna and Bounty Hunter and TA, like it's just not going to match up. You're not going to win that.
Yeah, and I think that people are getting trigger happy for the Sven pickup now, and I think that he's strong. But I've heard a few pro players say this, and a few people in the the competitive scene say this. They've said that yes, Sven is good into the late game. He can outcarry anybody, but getting to that point is a whole different story. It's sort of like an anti-mage in what we saw, and Morphling even to a certain extent. Prior to TI2 and at TI2. And I think if you stop Sven farm using multiple ganks, of course, with the Templar Assassin being the most common way to do so, it's an easy way to essentially limit the game and make it so that it becomes very frustrating. And this is what I don't like from the side of Case Western. Banning the Sven, okay? Leave the Sven out. Let the Templar Assassin get banned. Try to deal with the Sven on your own like they did in the previous game. However, they will pick up the Undying for the side of University of Toronto, which I think is a good pickup, but I think I'd rather see the Templar Assassin again because we just saw how they rock so much with it. Unfortunately, another thing to think about here is the Bat Rider hasn't been banned out either, and I mean, it's getting to a point, man, where I feel like I'm seeing the same mid heroes like every game, like 3 or 4 of the same mid heroes. Like I saw a Shadow Fiend for like last night mid, and like it blew my mind. It blew my mind.
Yeah, he's so strong mid, but you don't see him as much. And there you go, you called it right. The Bat Rider, of course, can get picked up now. I am surprised that TA hasn't been picked by either team, but I guess it really depends if you have someone that's comfortable. This isn't like the pro tier, so these mids aren't playing all these heroes all the time. They're really more comfortable with some than
All right,
others. So
I'm gonna stop you there, Jay.
you
Jay,
will.
what person do you know that plays a mid position does not play Templar Assassin? That doesn't exist. That person is not playing Dota right now. If he were, I would yell at him. I would punch him in the face. I'd be like, "This is the best mid hero ever to exist in this game right now." And you're not playing him for what reason? Like,
I was trying to give them a little credit. You're right. If you're playing mid, you should know all these people. I,
right?
I, I agree with you. I'm just saying maybe he's more comfortable as a bat or a bat rider. Excuse me.
Well,
He is not the bat himself, but
exactly. Well,
yeah,
he could be
yeah.
the bat if he wanted to. He could live vicariously through the bat.
Maybe he does. Maybe they have some kind of relationship we don't want to go into detail about because that could just get all kinky
Did
and
you
weird.
read Animorphs? Was it? I think it was
I
called.
did. I knew about Animorphs. I did not read it because
Yeah,
that was
I knew the
not the
covers.
series for me.
Yeah, no, it wasn't the series for me either. But I can just imagine like the Bat Rider, like just
They
going
are
into the
one.
bat form.
It's like the Avatar thing where they connect the hair into the animal and they're just one. You
God,
know?
that was the gayest plot line I think for a movie I've ever seen.
Have you seen Brokeback Mountain?
Well, all right, I didn't mean. Okay, I guess you're right. I need to change my
All right, let's get off
vocabulary.
that topic. Let's get back into these picks,
But
probably, huh?
Brokeback Mountain, man, I don't. All right. Anyways,
Oh,
getting into the
jeez.
reserve time, University of Toronto, they've got a chance to pick Templar Assassin. Will they is the question. They do see that there is a Bat Rider, but I don't know if people are afraid as that Bat Rider, as much as they really should be. I think Templar Assassin can do really well, even not in the mid lane, and I think Templar Assassin is just such a strong hero and was shown to be such a strong hero in the prior. Um, Game that honestly I'd be surprised to not see it here get picked here and by either of these teams. If TNPs doesn't pick it up, I think it has to be picked up by Case Western, which leaves you a offlane Bat Rider, which we see more and more often. But now we have Undying, which could be part of a tri lane. Sven's not available. They probably could go Luna again if they wanted to. They've got a lot of different choices here. What are you thinking right now?
I'm thinking TA. I agree. Although Chaos Knight, I guess, will be one of them, and he's going to go on that short. There's
It's
AA, so they're
double
going to do
mid.
that combo. They're
It's
going to
going
do
to be
that
dual
combo.
mid. Yeah. I'm almost certain it's dual mid, honestly, because when you see these two heroes, I've seen so many games where both of these heroes are in the mid lane that my mind's going like, yeah, CK Ancient Apparition, that's a dual lane strat, and it's something dual lane mid strat, and that's something we don't see too often anymore, anyways. And I was talking with a bunch of other casters, like, why is Chaos Knight falling off the radar? What has happened to him to make him less of
Right.
the badass that he is?
Honestly, nothing's really happened to him. It's just that I believe since other heroes got the buffs that they were looking for, the changes that help them, that he just isn't that dominant figure anymore. Now he's more like regular and balanced. He's like even with them, so he doesn't have to get picked as much. But no, he's definitely just as strong as he's ever been. And there's the Tidehunter again, so they're going to look to get that initiation with him again. And their team looks like that is heavy CC with those first three picks. And now if they get someone that does a ton of damage, I kind of want to say Sven, but that makes me a little anxious. They could really do some damage.
Well, Sven's already banned out.
Oh, well, then that is off the table. This is why you are the caster. See,
Well, you're a
I
caster
give you.
too. What are you doing right now?
I'm just the guy who talks about movies, man.
Okay, well, we'll talk about movies later. But for now, I want to talk about Tidehunter and how I think he's been sort of a little overrated after that change to his Ravage. I think that the number one pickup reason that you pick up a Tidehunter is for Ravage, right? Am I correct in saying this?
Absolutely. Yep.
Right? Okay. Definitely not for level 1 in Anchor Smash. Were you there to witness that, by the way?
No, I was not.
Oh, damn it. Well, then that joke's lost on you, sure, to a certain extent. Anyways, Tidehunter Ravage is good. Yes, I understand that. The thing is though, its level 1 damage is only about 200, okay? And that's not a whole lot when you consider other damaging abilities. On top of that, it's really easy to dodge now. If you're sitting on the outer edge and he doesn't have a way to get in close, like a Blink Dagger or Force Staff even, then it's almost impossible to catch like the giant amount of people we saw pre-nerf, like with the TI2, ravages that you can think about. You can think about, some of the big ones from some of the big games, like with Navi or whatever. And I think that, in all honesty, I don't like this hero nearly as much. And I don't know if there's a really big alternative. Magnus obviously is one of them, but he's getting banned out like every single game now. And nobody goes Sand King anymore. Nobody really does Earthshaker anymore. I think he needs to get buffed. And Enigma is a semi case, but the thing with that is there's no place to really put him because he can get farm in the jungle, but that leaves your lanes open to get ganked and stuff. So that's my thought on Tidehunter. I also don't like him because I can't play him pretty. I mean, like, I don't know if
Oh,
I.
I realized what you're talking about the Anchor Smash. I was in that game. Yes, that was embarrassing. Yes.
Or the Kraken Shell. Did I say Anchor Smash?
You said, oh yes, yeah. Kraken Shell is even worse. You're right. It was literally nothing you could do in the jungle fight.
All right.
But
Yeah.
but
Well.
nonetheless, I really, yeah, I agree with you. He isn't. I mean, of course, the nerf to Ravage did hurt him somewhat. He is still a strong hero. He'll help out, and if he can get the positioning he needs to, which last game he didn't have a blink dagger, so obviously he was kind of having trouble getting in the middle of their team to do anything. But I think he could still do stuff with Jakiro and Batrider. Definitely could help out. And then I actually would really like to see a Nike Lifestealer pickup here against Undying and Chaos Knight. Big tanky heroes. He would do a ton of damage. Plus magic community against the stuns and the magic coming out from them. I think it could be a really strong pickup.
Well. That being said, the Shadow
And there's a
Priest
physical
Dazzle,
guy.
like,
Yeah. Well,
um, hmm,
that's interesting. Well,
yeah.
he'll go with Undying pretty well. He could help them do some good damage, slow him down, get some healing. Because, like you said, if it is a duo mid, which I would expect Chaos Knight AA to be together no matter what, then that's probably going to be an Undying Dazzle in the short lane, which
Which is weird. Not like
but
weird
it
in the
is
sense that it
weird,
won't work, but like in the sense that I'm
right?
not sure how I'm gonna cast this because I have no idea what's gonna be happening. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Brewmaster, the next pickup here from Case Western. You wanted that sort of tanky hero. I like this pickup, but at the same time, you usually send him mid. And then the Necro pickup from UT. Now, I want to stop everybody for a second. I want to think, and I talked to Styx, who is CPM Styx, of course, is the captain for UT in this game, as you can see. And I told him maybe make it less of a stomp. So maybe this is my fault.
Hmm. So they're gonna what offlane Necro? Like
I
I
guess
do
that could
not
work.
understand how that. Are they assuming they're gonna go one on one against Tide or something? Like I don't really know what their game plan is
Well,
here.
both lineups are pretty hard to predict at this point. I mean, you can honestly send Broom in, you can send Batrider offlane, and then you could have a tri lane of Tidehunter, Jakiro, and somebody else. That's what I would expect. But you could also have a tri lane with Brewmaster, Tidehunter, and Jakiro, Batrider in the mid lane, and then pick up an offlaner. There's a billion different combinations you could do as of right now. I think the best bet is to send Batrider into the offlane. I don't like seeing him in the jungle, but of course, if they were on the Radiant side, I'd say yes, definitely, because then you can get that pulling off, and I've seen how effective that can be, especially last night, which I'll talk about that another time. Did you hear my spiel about the Darkseer last night?
Yes, about not having the wall all game. Yeah,
Can I tell you?
that's really sad.
Can I tell you that maybe that was the most aggravated I think I've been at Dota ever, and like that includes playing games. Like I can't. I really wanted it to get at least stretched to a game four, and they had all the tools to do so. And what happened was, in all three games, Cal State Sacramento had a really great early advantage. They maybe got a few team fights and even maybe team wiped them. And then all of a sudden, they would go into the mid game, and the mid hero, played by Fan, would just come in and absolutely rape. The first game was Templar Assassin, the second game was the Night Stalker, or excuse me, the Shadow Fiend, and then the third game was the Night Stalker. And he just cleaned up. And the Darkseer in the game for Cal State Sacramento against the mid hero from UC Berkeley, he wasn't in mid, but I mean he had decent farm. He had really quick levels and stuff like that. And I swear to God, there was a huge team fight, and he had 2 points in surge, and I'm like, no, it must have been a miss skill. 2 minutes later, another point in surge, and I'm like, what? No. And I'm like writing on the map. I'm writing no. If you could see this up here in the dire side near the well, I'm like, no, don't, no, no, like exclamation points. I was getting frustrated. So, um, like I don't know, man. Like if you were there watching that with me, I think you'd probably be pulling your hair out too. But enough about that. Let's get into the game. I'm sorry for taking everybody's time.
LV is Dazzle, and I think
Go
is he gonna
mid.
get Arm on Dazzle? Is this gonna be like Dendy or something, like Armlet Dazzle or some crazy shit?
I don't know. I've seen it all, but who knows? Maybe they got a pocket strike going for them. Look, I didn't mean to like throw the game. I just meant make it competitive, okay? Like don't actively stomp and go five manning. And I'm not saying that that could happen because honestly, I think Case Western is a good team with full of good players, especially Death Caliber. But you know, I don't know. They're gonna do what they're gonna want to do. Gonna whatever. Anyways, we're going to see in the game for University of Toronto, Unji on the Ancient Apparition, Styx will be on the Chaos Knight, Primo going to be on the Dirge Undying, LV on the Shadow Priest Dazzle, Drew Sika playing the Necrolite, and that is the side of Toronto, of course, on the side of Case Western. Coming out of Cleveland, Ohio, we are going to see the Tidehunter played by Death Caliber once again. Mid lane, Ozaya, the Peerless on the Batrider. We're going to see Ganja on the Keeper of the Light. That's a really weird name. GT Angel on the Jakiro, and Multiplex will be on the Brewmaster. So it looks like they will do a tri-lane with Brew against an aggressive tri-lane here. Yeah, well, if Dirge is in your tri-lane, you pretty much automatically win, right? Is this the method
It's
of...
part of the thought process, but they are against a really mean one themselves. I mean, Kotal and Jakiro really far ranged AoE damage moves, and they can be really annoying. So even though there is a lot of tankiness up here in the top lane, you know they're against a lot of damage that is hard to avoid more or less. So they're going to have to be careful themselves. It definitely should be interesting either way.
And we will have to watch out here, and it looks like that will be an offlane Necrolite like you were talking about. Good call there, and he is going to go against the offlane Tidehunter. Surprisingly enough, I'm not sure about either team's composition here. First of all, I can't speak for Dazzle because the last time I've seen Dazzle played competitively was never. So there's that. He's already taking 7 of the sticking napalm stacks, and if he gets like hit even once, he'll be like at half health. So he's gonna heal up though. He does have that shadow wave pretty early on, and he's getting 2 last hits, not bad. But of course, Ozai's gonna have a better time here. Top lane, a little aggression going. Dirge going to try to use that decay on the Brewmaster, going to hit off that time, and now they're playing pretty far back. As you can see, there is a pull from K Ganja, and that'll be just fine. And it looks like also if there's a first blood about to be happening or you see some sort of engagement, please alert me because I don't want to miss it again.
Yes,
I
I
mean,
will
we've
just
talked
draw a
about
big
this.
exclamation point.
First blood
You'll know.
here, over here, this way, this one right here. Yep, nope, there. Like that's what you're gonna do, and well, I need that. I
I'll
need a
draw
lot
Madden
of
for you.
I need a lot of imagery. I am a very what's the word for that? I'm a spatial learner. I don't know if that's the right term. I'm just throwing out medical terms right now.
That works.
All right, cool.
Yeah, Yeah, so middle should be, like you said, Batrider should win that. I mean, he's got the advantage. Of course, he did buy the magic stick on Dazzle, which is obviously a very smart pickup against a hero who just spams his spells all day. But, Dazzle has to be up in that melee range to really take advantage of his damage moves, unless he maxes the poison touch, which right now is just a little harassed. But it looks like he's more putting points in that shadow weave, so just having that, I guess, that health instead of that damage is more of his concern at this point.
Oh boy, and here comes the sticky napalm charges. The heal's nice, but at the same time, you are 5 stacks deep, my friend. And if you keep going, you are, yeah, you're dead. I think this
Oh
might be
my
first blood
god.
here. There's 7 stacks. That's got to be the kill. Flame break, not gonna do it, but he's gonna dive just fine. The heal going off. What?
Oof.
Are you serious? Oh, that should have been first blood so hard. That's unfortunate. But what are you going to do? Alright, looks like we're going to get here, and yeah, GT Angel as well as Multiplex. Trying to get some farm right now. If you can see Brewmaster, he's sitting on one last hit. Yeah, this tri-lane not working, apparently. They're very scared of aggression right now. I mean, Kodal's continuing to pull, but that's not doing a lot considering he's only sitting at one last hit right now. So we'll have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, it's 2v3, and that's nothing they can do at that point. I mean, they got a little bit of an ice path, but a stun. Look at the damage just coming out into Kira now. If they get a stun into the cold feet into a decayed tombstone, that hero's dead. They don't have the way to escape that, and Koda wouldn't even be able to help that much. He would just put a little pressure on with his illuminate. So yeah, they're definitely in over their heads here, and it's definitely hurting them for the long
Oh,
haul.
god dang it. Oh, I'm sorry. Why'd you have to do that? And he's actually going to barely survive. Nope. Yep,
Yay!
there he goes. All right, well, I got that one at least. And so First Blood does go for Uzziah, but he does go down in the end to the Shadow Demon, or excuse me, Shadow... I'm just going to call him Tazzle. Why do I keep trying to call him Shadow Priest? It's stupid. But yeah, that's an interesting trade. Of course, the experience will go for the Batrider. The experience is not going to be going for Dazzle, of course, dying first. And Primo taking some tower hits right now. Kodal, I think, needs to be in this lane because the last hit's only 2 right now for the Brewmaster, and it's not going well. There's going to be a 2-second Chaos stun, plus the Cold Feet flying up. Nice Ice Path on 3 and the Thunderclap, but there's no wave to fly off as well. And Multiplex taking zombie damage. He needs to turn around and hit this maybe. The Decay gonna miss, but the last hit going to go for Yunji. Yunji now in some trouble. Is there an Ice Path? There is. There's one available. Use it, use it, use it. He does. He hits it. Will this be enough? He's got one last hit, 2 last hits, and he's gonna miss. Oh, the dual breath misses. The wave gonna fly off, not gonna hit as well, just doing no damage. And Uzziah's gonna get a kill on Dazzle in the mid lane, and that was so close.
Wow. That was unfortunate for them. I mean, it was a good thing, but that's the thing with tower aggro. It kept switching because they were being smart about it, so it didn't focus one player. They all three were sharing it more or less. And then that end, he just didn't get that one last attack and to get the kill. But either way, at least Brew's getting a little bit of levels here, but they're not having a great time. And Middle's losing, as you would expect, but
Like,
still
yeah.
Middle's losing, and that's just giving Batrider everything he wants. You see Tranquil Boots now picked up, and he's going to get that Blink Dagger probably really quick if nothing changes in this game.
Well, there will be a change here as Unji is rotating in, so right as you say that, but this might be... I don't know what they're going to plan on doing with this. Unji's here. I don't know if they're going to rotate him back up, if he was just here for some moral support, some encouragement. There's already 6 stacks on Dazzle. Trying to ping him out for something is Unji's like saying, hey, do something, but nothing's happening. There is an Invis rune down in the bottom lane rune spot. There is nothing happening bottom lane. 26 last hits, though, going for Necro, but we're going to see a kill happening here. Ozai getting a kill on the Dazzle top lane. There's going to be more aggression. Sticks getting hit up. There was an Ice Path as well, and I was like all over the map there trying to find what was happening. I did miss the kill. LOL indeed. Was that you?
No, it's purple, dude.
I thought like you might have been purple, but then I remembered that casters have white things on their minimap, so also
That's a really bad
sexual.
exclamation point.
Yeah.
There we go.
Where was
get
that?
it.
I can't see the map. Like I can only see where like you have to tell me where you draw it, otherwise it won't show up on the minimap.
Oh.
Or I mean it won't show up on the minimap regardless, but look at that cold feet on a creep there. In the mid
It's
lane.
really well done. He
Yeah.
almost got to 100 health. I mean, it was really impressive, I would say. So obviously, TP.
Oh, top lane. Sticks gonna take some damage, but that's alright. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I thought that could have been a lot more, though.
No, I'm really glad to hear you calling action. It's a nice change of pace so far in this game.
Is that a joke at my expense? I think
It was indeed. That's okay, though. But now it's the 3v2. The tables have kind of turned top, so giving them Brewmaster finally able to do a little bit. He needs these boots really badly. Which he should get pretty soon, thankfully. I don't know why AA went mid. He's not doing anything to help Dazzle. Dazzle just really just cannot handle this, and AA can't do much to help him. No hard CC to stop him or anything. So, yeah, I don't really know the purpose of him going there.
All
He
right,
really needs to just get back top.
I'm gonna have a talk with Sticks after this game, and we're gonna have a really grown-up discussion. And I'm gonna tell him the difference between making the game competitive and throwing a game, essentially. So, I mean, this could turn out to work for them, but at the same time, they're losing mid pretty hard. I mean, they have Drew Sicka going pretty well for them with the Necrolite, which is good. Death Caliber is 7. He's got Ravage available also, so that's also nice. Brewmaster's starting to catch up, so they're losing one lane, which is the mid lane right now.
Right.
But LV's only died 3 times. Is kind of a lot, I guess.
But he's a Dazzle. At the end of the day, you just need really the levels and maybe a couple
top
items.
lane, 3-second stun, multiplex in some trouble right now. He's going to get cold feeded up as well. He will most certainly go down, but he's going to get some damage off onto Sticks before he does. Undying getting that kill will still rip into Sticks, and well, I kind of take back my previous statement. I think that they're not throwing the game. I think honestly
That was a bit exaggerated, I think. And you look at bottom, Neckley 43 and 10. He is dominating, double the CS of this Tidehunter. Not that it's a huge surprise since Necrolite, he's got a nice thing going here. Oh, bottom though, the gank maybe.
Oh, Zaya looking for a lasso. He might find it. There will go. Drew Sicka taking a bit of damage, but he might turn around and go on Death Caliber. Drew Sicka trying to Death Pulse his way back to life. He's going to try to juke around the trees, and Death Caliber is trying to take a lot of damage, but he's going to get the kill with the Bat Rider there. A big pickup for them.
What?
They needed that.
Maut, why doesn't he have Reaper's Scythe?
Wait, he doesn't?
Oh my goodness.
Why?
You're against Tidehunter. Come on.
Full sadist, full Death Pulse.
You talk about mistakes with skilling ultimates.
I don't know.
That would be one of them.
I don't know. You're like, I mean, I know you're a carry and you need to get your farm going and stuff and deal damage and what have you and get creeps and whatever, but like this is kind of a big item, or not item, excuse me, ability.
See, okay, here's my thought. If it was back when they changed it, when you only on the 4th rank of sadist, you got that extra, 500 mana for killing heroes? Oh, the gank.
Oh, mid lane right now. Oh, he is in some freaking trouble. There's a 2-second stun. There's going to be some right clicks. Ice Path only going to hit on one. LV rotating in to help get this kill. They will secure it. Dazzle going to take it with a DD rune. And that might be the only time I ever say that. Ever.
You just wait and see. You didn't see the Dendy game when he played Dazzlement?
No, when was this?
It was a little bit. It was like a couple months back. Right. I don't remember what tournament, but he went armlet and it was awesome.
I'm not saying that I don't believe you, but that's kind of a while for me. And I don't know, is LV going to be taking some damage here? He is going to use, of course, that shallow grave. He will stay alive for the time being. Oh, the TP, but the lasso is going to fly out just in time. And Ozaya getting another kill. He's 5-1-0, and now LV maybe just rotate out, honestly, at this point. I mean, he's got 39 last hits, but 4 deaths, I think, is not what you want. I mean, he's helped get a few kills, and he's gotten a kill of his own, so it's not going too terribly bad for them. I do want to look at the graphs at 7 minutes into the game. We've got 3,000 experience and about going to the side of Case Western, but about only 500 gold going in favor of University of Toronto. So relatively even in terms of gold. How about experience, though? Not so much. As you can see, level 11 for this Bat Rider. Everybody else is pretty much clumped up, and then you're like, oh, level 11. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, he's killed like 5 times, so that's always good. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm going to be so happy when Necrolite does get this ultimate, because then that won't happen again. But just get the 1 point. And like I was saying before, it's not that important to get that 1 more rank and say this. That ultimate, just for situational things. Like, you're going to see him get it now, right?
Right.
Drews. He's going to get, stats and troll us or something.
I'm pretty sure he listened to me talk about the Wall Replica guy and shoot bandits.
I hope so.
Did he put?
There it is. He got it.
Okay, good.
Excellent.
Oh god, dude, I don't know if I can take that kind of shit anymore. Like, I can't. I'm a caster, guys. I don't have the fortitude that you do to troll me. So please don't.
Bat Rider at 1,500 gold, 11 minutes in, with the urn, with the triangles, with the bottle. Oh, he's so farmed at this point. The 5 kill. Oh, top lane.
Oh, top lane, we might see an initiation. My camera work was not good enough to see it, but it looks like GT Angel will in fact go down. He did a nice ice path, but there's no follow-up there. 5-5 is the score. And this is the problem for this game right now. Yes, your Bat Rider's getting some crazy farm, but what about your carry? This guy, this Brewmaster guy, well, he's died twice. He's got no farm in terms of CS. He's only got about 28 last hits, which is actually pretty surprisingly close to the Chaos Knight, but the Chaos Knight has been participating in a lot more ganks. and he's gotten 4 assists, so still, it's actually pretty close, honestly. I think if he gets the kills and they kill Multiplex more, they're in a better position. Multiplex does have his ultimate available, but that can be tough to use if he's going to get stun locked, you know, things like that. But that requires a nice 4-second stun from the CK and a cold feet walking, essentially, for that to happen. And then, of course, well, damage on top of that. So, that being said, LV is still trying to last hit from afar right now. He's actually at 43 last hits, and he's pretty... I mean, you look at the rating side, 69 for the Necrolite at 12 minutes. He's getting everything he wants and more. Mech will be up for him in short time. And alright, I don't like this. You're farmed. You have Ravage. You have Necro's Scythe or whatever it is. Reaper Scythe. Go gank. Like, kill somebody. Also, don't stay up here in the top lane, you know, trying to assist your guys and, like, die. Like, if you feel like the tower is not going your way, then maybe just let it go. Try to roam. Maybe look for ganks. Come back if he needs help. I just... And it's the same thing. I think Unji tried to do that early on, and he didn't really do that good of a job. And I think he's going to try to maybe look for something now. But you really don't need both of these heroes up here when you're in this sort of position, when you have this kind of lead and they're not going to be aggressive against you. Those are just my thoughts, my theories, my annoying little tidbits about the game. But I want to see your thoughts on what they can do here.
I'm actually kind of... this is like one of the first times I've seen AA grab Chilling Touch pre-level like 18. Like... That's impressive to me because you never see that get picked up. But no, you're right. They're not accomplishing too much except just taking damage from moves like that or Ice Path. But you know, we saw a move mid. Obviously, they're not gonna kill Batrider. He's just too beefy, too fat at this point. Bottom lane, Tidnar is being too cautious. You know, they're not gonna really do too much. So unless they're like looking to push or stack jungles, they really have nowhere else they really need to be. Maybe they could try to set up a kill on mid, but it would be really difficult on top.
Oh, big fight up here in the top lane right now. Huge macro power going out, doing a lot of damage. Nice shallow grip going to come in from LB, and no follow-up, unfortunately. Kotal not in the best position. If he was even remotely close, an Illuminate would have absolutely decimated that entire team, probably getting a triple kill for the Keeper of the Light. But he is too busy stacking or pulling or something. Bottom lane's going to be taken by Drusicka. Also, we didn't see the Radiance courier going down, but it's not really going to matter. The thing is, they won't have a courier for 223 unless they buy one, but the gold difference not that big of a deal. It's nice to have, but looking at the experience right now, at least Case Western has that going for them. It's starting to level out at about 3k. Gold right now going at about 2k in favor of the side of University of Toronto. And we don't really care about levels as much as we care about farm, I think. Levels in the long run will even out, at least in my opinion. Maybe I'm misinformed, but I think that's
bottom.
Bottom lane. Here comes Ozaya with the DD rune and the Firefly as well. Drusicka trying to get out. He's getting the napalm stacks on him. He's not going to go now, realizing that there is a dirge there, so maybe not going to look for that gank. His damage is going to go down significantly once that DD rune runs out in about a few seconds here. So if he wanted to make something happen, I think that was his window of opportunity, but he was alone, so I don't really have a problem with him not going there. I think that those two heroes, I think if they had a Reaper Scythe and Death Pulse, that would have been very difficult. Mid lane is the next aggression coming out on the side of University of Toronto, but there's going to be a TP coming in from the Tide Hunter, who, by the way, 15 minutes has not used Ravage yet, which is disappointing in my opinion.
Maybe more disappointing. Oh, never mind. I was going to say there hasn't been AA ult, but actually top lane.
A little bit of damage. There's the ultimate coming in from the Brewmaster, trying to body block Styx, but not going to be able to do so. The rock is available. It is going to be thrown, perhaps. The Illuminate flying as well. They're not going to chase or try to dive this, surprisingly. Well, that's something that you just kind of shake your head at. And it's been like they've missed... Like, how close have they been to, like, getting kills all game long? You know? That's just my thought process right now. I mean, they were so close with Illuminate a few times. Ozaya going to get hit up. There's going to be a nice 4-second stun like Death Caliber. There's the Reaper Scythe. He will definitely go down. Not sure what he was thinking there. The Necro, of course, going to get that kill with the Reaper Scythe. There's going to be the fortification available. 5 heroes here. There's going to be this 2-second stun onto the Keeper of the Light. He's in some trouble. Ice Path going to fly out, and the Macropyre as well. They're not doing too much damage together. There's going to be the ultimate flying in. Oh no, it's going to hit, and Necro's going to get the kill regardless, so it doesn't even matter. Now they're going to look to go on Multiplex, and Ozaya's trying to get out. Nice Reality Rift. Good Ice Path to counter that, though, and now CPM6 trying to get out of there. There's a nice Soul Rift. They're going to continue to dive this. There's going to be the Cold Feet. Ozaya in some trouble. He's got a 3-second stun. At least he has his Blink Dagger on him. He's not going to go down, actually. Still a 2-for-0 trade right now. It could have been a lot worse, I think, on the side of Case Western.
I'm surprised they're not diving that tower. Now it might not be a great idea. Bat Rider manning up, and he is going to get picked off.
That was not the best time to man up. Styx is going to get Ice Path. There might be a Ravage. No, you should have turned around and Ravage. The Weave is going to fly. There's going to be the ult coming in from Death Caliber. Not nearly enough. There's going to be the mech as well, the Sadist. From the Necrolite just doing so good with that Death Pulse in the mech, and that was just not the best Ravage. You didn't have any of your real damage dealers there. They're going to die this now, like you were talking about. Another ult kind of flying, huge ult, and Undying getting a double kill with Necro getting another as well in that fight. That's an entire team wipe by, well, actually it was only 4 because Multiplex will get back smartly, but man, I think that Case Western is getting outclassed even against underfed, feeding Dazzle mid lane.
This is okay. This is going perfect for Toronto. This is exact. If you pick Necrolite and you put him in the lane they did, this is exactly how you want the game to go. Let him get super farmed, get all the items he needs, like a mech early on, 17 minutes with all his other items, and then those team fights. If there's not enough burst damage coming out from the other team, like Case Western, for example, you can't win a sustained fight against a Necrolite that's farmed. A mech plus his infinite death pulses with his Sadist man regen, health regen, it's not going to happen. Plus Dazzle heals on top of that, you know? So they have to do it all in one go, more or less, or they're not going to win. And that's exactly what happened. They just kept getting picked off, and they got out healed.
Oh, good blink coming in from Ozaya. LB in some trouble. Nice mech pop, though. Ozaya taking a bit of damage. Will they get the kill? They get the kill on Dazzle immediately and turn right around and get the kill on Ozaya, but everybody's pretty low right now, including Drusicka. Oh, the Illuminate barely missing. The Mana Boots, the Death Pulse. Styx maybe going to try to turn around and fight this. Ice Path not hitting anybody, surprisingly. The Flesh Golem being so annoying from Undying. He's going to turn around and maybe take one from the team. It looks like he will do so. He will go down. That'll be the second kill where they're going to try to turn around. There's the Necro Scythe. It's going to get a kill, but Styx now going to go down as well. 3 for 2 trade, and it's alright. A little bit better, but Necro going to get a 3rd kill, so actually it's even. Which it should have not been even.
Holy crap.
And Multiplex now, oh god, Drusicka's here with the side. Nice Illuminate, but Multiplex, if he can turn around and Thunderclap, he doesn't have Chakra. He does actually have Chakra available. Give it to Multiplex, let him turn around. There's the Ice. Oh, the chain, the Ice Blast is going to get the kill. Oh, the Fracture, the Ice Blast doing the job there. And they're back to full health with Death Pulse, and of course the mech as well. And this is crazy, man. Like, they were diving so hard for that. The Ice Blast was perfect
Look at
position.
Necro's gold. Jesus.
Let me check out his gold real quick. Necro, what's your gold? Oh, yeah, that's kind of a lot. So,
4K.
They don't even care. Ozaya is dead, mid lane, not sure why he was there. I don't know. Death Caliber, you're also not in a good position. There's a Ravage, not going to do much. I mean, maybe get the kill on Yunji. No, the mech, the heal. That, man, they are going to survive with everybody somehow. Styx actually might go down here to Jakiro. He's going to pop his Phantasm first, and there's going to be the kill from Multiplex. So 3 for 1 trade in the end, but you're starting to think right now, like, well, this is looking like a repeat of the first game.
Well, see, the thing is, I was going to say before all of that crazy action happened, that this was basically coming down to Necrolite versus Bat Rider in terms of farm and items, and, you know, because they were both off to just such an amazing start. But Bat Rider, these past couple fights, has done more or less not a whole lot for his team. He's got an okay ult here and there, but he keeps dying by himself, and then it's left to his team to try to pick people off, whereas Necrolite's just been in the back, healing, killing people, just doing exactly what he needs to do. So in terms of, you know, leading their teams, obviously Necrolite's doing a lot better job, and it's showing.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I think that the first few initiations from Ozai were great, but he needs a 4-staff to compete with the with Drusicka on the Necrolite, essentially. And you get a blink in, get that Lasso Wall 4-staff out as quickly as possible, bring him to your team so you're not in a bad position. Meanwhile, Necrolite going to get a kill with Reaper Scythe again that I missed.
There's Oghanims.
And the Oghanims is the Schwaganims, if you will, Scepter will be finished up for Necrolite. That's what I like to call it, what my friends and I like to call it. And
guys are so cool.
yeah, dude. I don't even have friends. I'm totally lying, by the way. I made that on myself.
Me and myself call it that. Yeah. It's pretty sweet. I was going to say also, Tidehunter's gotten 2 really good Ravages, I feel like. He's hit 4 people, but the problem is his team's not there or they're dead. So, like you've said before, it's doing nothing. Oh, Dazzle mid.
Alright, a lot of damage coming in here. I was not paying attention for half a second, and all of a sudden everyone's here looking for a fight right now. They're all grouped up. Why are you grouped up like this? Don't be grouped up like that. Even if there's nothing there that can hit you with AoE, don't be grouped up like that. There's going to be the Primal Split coming in. LV taking a bit of damage. The Illuminate going to miss everybody again. Ice Path going in. There's going to be the Lasso, and the Firefly maybe. Oh, they wanted to get that long-range Reality Rift. It wasn't enough, but there's going to be on Death Caliber. He's taking a lot of damage. Illuminate flying again. CPM trying to go. They're going to miss the Ice Blast. They've actually lost 2 right now. Multiplex is doing pretty well. Undying going to buy back. Drew Sika in some trouble. He cannot mech for another few minutes. He's going to Death Pulse. The Flame Break. He might just live the Ice Path. He will just dodge it. And now GT Angel is going to go down. Multiplex not in a good position either. Ravage, are you available? Yes, you are. They can keep going, honestly. If they want to dive this, they can absolutely go for it. They might do so. There's going to be a Flame Break. Unji. Ooh, the Ravage is going to fly. They'll get the kill on the Ancient Apparition. Drew Sika, he wants the kill. The Tombstone trying to get just something going for the side of the Radiant, and it'll push them back for the time being, save the rest of the lives. A TP coming in from Dazzle. What are you doing? Don't be there. Well, actually, he's okay, and they're actually going to turn this on to Death Caliber. There's the Ice Blast flying in as well. Wow. Going to get the kill. Nice turnaround there, but they lose a few, and they lose the tower as well. So a good turnaround there from the side of Case Western.
These AA ults have also been superb. He has hit at least one person every single time, and now they're going to get this middle tower. So in the end, the push is successful. It's taken a few deaths here or there, but they got it. You know, now they're continuing their push. Necrolite somehow not dying. I guess he's just a boss like that, and now they're going for a kill.
He is a boss like that, honestly. He is very boss-like. Now, a few of the things that I've noticed here. Ice Paths have not been as good as they could have been, and I think the Keeper of the Light missing the Illuminates is almost unacceptable. Not to be too harsh on K-Ganga or K-Ganja or whatever you want to call him, but you need to really hit those in a team fight when they're all really stacked up close to each other. You've got to hit that. It's critical. That extra damage is going to provide some sort of buffer between that and Drew Sika with that Death Pulse, and they need to make sure that they have that available. That Illuminate needs so critical. They need to get the damage done. Now, looking at the items, I haven't looked at it in a while. 2 cloaks, one on the Ancient Apparition, the other on the Undying. Dazzle has Necro Book level 1 up on him at this point in time. They're going to put up a Tombstone, and there's the Cold Feet as well as the Reality Rift, and he is freaking dead. He's going to go down. And there's a nice Ice Path coming in, but GTA Angel going to take a Reaper Scythe to the face, and a lot more damage as well, and that should be a kill.
Ooh,
not yet. He barely gets out, so somehow not enough. The Reality Rift missing, whiffing there even, as you can see it happening. Tier 2 tower is going to be the pushing point for the side of Toronto. Meanwhile, I feel like we're missing somebody here in this team fight. No, everybody's here, I guess, except Van Dyne, who's dead. But so 5 against 4 right now would be the team fight. Ravage, no, not available apparently. Looks like he's going for a Hood of Defiance on him. I have to imagine having that. He went mech in the previous game, or excuse me, pipe in the previous game, so not a big surprise there. There will be a Force Staff on Batrider in about 500 gold, assuming he doesn't die here, which is a big if. I don't know if they'll fight into this though. I think they're going to back off. Maybe look for Roshan. I think if they go into Roshan right now, I have to think that Death Caliber and his team would know that for sure. It looks like they're going to rotate bottom and try to take the tier 2. I don't think they'll have any problem doing that.
No, I'm definitely in agreement here. They're too strong. This is what the healing comp is all about. You know, they have all the sustain they need. They have the Chaos Knight and Undying to beef it up in the front line, and you know, as long as they don't get bursted, like I said, it's the name of the game. You know, oh that wave, look how much damage it did. But now they're all going to be at full health again after just a couple spells.
If it ever hits, it would be good.
But you need to do that with Macropyre, with Firefly, with Rat. You know, I mean, like you have to time all these things to kill these people.
Is that too much to ask, man? Is it though?
I feel like it is.
Okay,
I feel like it is.
Looking at the graphs, it's actually 5,000 in experience, 10,000 in gold, so what seemed to be a relatively close game early on has turned into somewhat of a not close game. GTA Angel is probably going to die. Yeah, there's a big X there. I can see that. Nice Ravage going to go out. The ult coming out from the Brewmaster as well. Nice Shallow Grave on sticks. This will keep him alive for a second longer, but he will go down. Yes, he is dead. 1-for-1 trade so far. Illuminate hit something. Didn't hit anything. It doesn't look like. Mana Leak onto Drew Sika. There's the Illuminate. It's a lot of damage. Drew Sika going to go down as well. That's 2 for nothing right now. Looks like he was actually AFK in that fight. LV might be in some trouble. Multiplex looking. Doesn't have a blink, I don't think. No, does not. Maybe pop the drums here for this. Maybe. LV going to try to stun. There's going to be the Thunderclap, though. And the Mana Leak. There might be a TP in his near future. Oh, the Flame Break, the Blinding Light. LV, Shallow Grave, he's in some trouble. He will go down. He's going to weave before he does, but that will be the end of him. And Tidehunter getting the kill there, so.
There you go. They did it. They picked off the heroes they needed to, and the sustain comp just wasn't enough. You know, they only got a couple heals off, and Chaos Knight died way too quick.
Radiant's top tower
Necrolite was
has
just trying to
fallen.
man up, and he's not tanky at this point. You know, he's got an okay amount of stats at this point, but he doesn't have a lot of armor. You know, 12's okay, but there's still so much damage coming out that
Like,
either they don't have a pipe yet. That's I think a huge issue right now. Undying has not gotten any farm. With a pipe, they'd be so much better in these fights, but they just don't have it.
I don't want to say these guys aren't taking it seriously, but I think that, honestly, that last fight was sort of an iffy for Drew Sicka there. I think he wasn't really together with it. I think he knew that the Chaos Knight was going down, and sort of they relegated themselves to losing a few heroes, which is absolutely fine. That happens occasionally. Like you said, a pipe would be an excellent pickup right now on the side of the Radiant. Will they do so is the question. The Aghanim Scepter, I think, is a pretty big mistake if you are on the side of the Necro. I think that it's a good ult, and it does a lot of damage, but I think that it would be better well served with like something like Josephine said, a Bloodstone, and he continues to say Bloodstone. I'd have to agree with him there. I think if you get that farm, you get that Bloodstone up, I think you survive a little bit longer, and yeah, you don't deal as much damage with your ultimate, but who cares? It's not like you need the damage anyways.
We look at what that does for him. It says at rank 1 of the ultimate, mana cost reduced, cooldown reduced at ranks 1 and 2. It's rank 3, so those two things out the door don't even help him. Now it's just 0.3 more damage per missing health. So yeah, you can kill people more or less when they're at half health instead of waiting a little bit, but it's not that much of a difference. It's going to be 70 seconds still. And honestly, yeah, these other items like a Scythe, like a Bloodstone, like even a Shiva, something just more tanky or more stats, I think really would have served him a lot better than that item.
Right, but at the same time, we do have to understand that he does have that mech at least, and Styx is farming away. I mean, it's not like Necrolite is going to be going for that hard carry role, and it's not like he needs to be as tanky as possible. Even just a few bracers might be enough, and he does need just some more tanky items. He's going for about 2,000 gold right now. Bloodstone could be in his near future if he decides to go that route. What else do you build on a Necrolite besides mech and, you know, even an
I just told you. Scythe and Shivas, man. You gotta list it up a little bit.
I mean, I don't know about Shivas.
Or even... Well, you could, just for the armor's sake, but
right.
Heart would be another great pickup
that
as well.
That was my questioning of your... I was listening, I just wasn't...
Oh, okay. You were ignoring the things that you thought weren't a good idea.
No, I mean, I think that Scythe is a very good idea. I absolutely agree it's a good idea. I'm not sure if he'll go that route, especially since he's already got an Aghanim, so he might build like a Dagon, who the hell knows. There's going to be an initiation. There's the Reality Rift. Nice Ravage, only going to hit on 4. There's going to be the Lasso onto 6, and the mech is popped, the Death Pulse as well. This is just so much heal. And Primo going to go down first, perhaps. Yes, he's the first blood there in that fight, but of course the Reaper Scythe going to get a kill, and a triple kill going out with that Death Pulse from Drew Sicka. And, well, it doesn't even matter, I guess. It doesn't matter.
What a fight.
It just doesn't matter what he goes. It doesn't matter.
I can tell you exactly what went wrong for CW right there. They
Right,
went all out on Undying off the start.
They got him.
You can't focus him. He's not doing the damage. He's being annoying. Yes, I'll give you that. Damage amplification, all that jazz. But at the end of the day, you know, Necrolite or this Chaos Knight are the ones that are really doing the work, and you've got to focus on. I would say Necrolite should be probably a top priority. The sooner you get him out, the sooner those sustaining heals are not going to be there. So that was a big mistake. It was a good Ravage, but they didn't have the follow-up, and it really hurt them.
Well, they lasted CPM Styx, and then they all sort of were like, no, we're not going to focus him. We're just going to focus the other guy. Also, the heals were, like,